Live from my gaming rig, which now has a 5090 in it.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
It's the Geek Show.
What?
Wow.
Hey, what happened? Are
I
we okay?
don't know. We better start the show and find out. Go.
Yeah.
There we go.
A 5090.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just excited about my new graphics card. That's all.
5090, hardly newer.
Hardly. Yeah.
Rebecca.
She hardly knew her. She's Rebecca Frost.
Hey, do you guys think John Wick went to heaven? Yes or no? Get your answers in the chat.
Oh wait, it depends. It depends on the foundational theology he believed in.
Oh my God! Did he accept Christ into his heart?
Well,
by the way,
heaven is a half pipe.
And Rebecca, good job on the Channel 4 show, and that was a sharp suit. I have to say,
Indeed.
that was a
Thank
sharp
you.
suit.
Thank you. That
gotta
was
say
a
this.
men's blazer that I took the shoulder pads out of.
Don't care. It was awesome.
You looked great.
Thank you very much.
You gotta
Mom
dress,
always said.
Yeah, you gotta dress for the television. You gotta do it right.
Yep.
Thank you.
He's a go bag enthusiast. He's Lee George Cade, everybody.
Yep. Let me tell you about my Lord and Savior, Goo Bag.
Oh, good.
Are you still on the goo bag drip?
Yeah. In 2 weeks, I get an MRI, and then
Oh my God.
the wonders of medical science will determine whether or not I can eat food. But until then, goo.
What's the first thing if they say you can eat? What's the first thing you're gonna have?
It's so funny. Macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
Yummers.
But I have to go with like a low-fat mac and cheese, and then after that, lentil soup, and then after that, toast.
Toast.
Thank you, Rob.
You start really remembering things about what you love about food when it's been, because I haven't had any food since February 4th.
Wow.
So
That's like
Yeah.
6 weeks almost.
yeah,
He's a toast enthusiast. He's Robert Neal, everybody.
Beware the Ides of March.
Beware the Ides
he
of
says with
toast.
a knife in his
Hey,
hand.
what kind of knife is that? What you got there?
Yeah.
It's a
Anything good?
50-90.
It is a what is this? Something my brother got for me is a, oddly enough, groomsman gift for his wedding.
Oh,
Your brother's cool, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a great groomsman's gift, in my
real,
opinion.
No, real talk. I met his brother, and he's cool. He's cool, man.
Okay.
It's a 50-90 graphite knife.
Now we're talking.
He's
Now
got
we're
a
talking.
50. He's got a 50-90. He's quad P. Too tall, Tony.
That's me, just graphics hooring it up over here.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't want.
It's all
I don't
about the
need you to.
pixels.
Yep, it's all from me.
I got an 80. I got an 80-90. His is cooler. And Jay
As long
just
as,
demon-
as long as
Jay
you're
just-
happy.
I have to go change something on our settings real quick. I'll be right back.
That's right. All for Tony.
Jay seems to be on fire, apparently. So, Jay Whitaker, everybody.
Whoops.
Your dragon form is slipping.
Hey guys. Hey, sorry.
That's
had
funny.
had an
Tell me
interesting
shame
call.
on my ancestors and my cow.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Lee.
that was funny, Jay. All right.
Jay, where are you today?
Yes.
I'm home, but leaving for London tonight. So to do shows with Dulce. She's downstairs, and we're getting ready to. I'm gonna stop by to do the show, and we're gonna head to the airport in a little bit. Come
Nice.
see us in London, and then come see us next week if you're in Bozeman or Missoula, Montana. Go to dulcesalon.com/tour, and you can see us there. And she's got some really good shows, and we're also going to be in Ontario,
Now,
California.
Jay, I'm not asking. I'm just asking. Is she going to make a guest appearance on the show or the after party?
He's not answering.
He's not answering. That's
Get
fine.
your famous friend on the show.
You're just asking. He's not answering.
So, Jay, I have one request while you're in Bozeman. Please visit the future site of where Zephram Cochrane launches the Phoenix.
Yes.
Lee, I can never tell if that's a real sentence.
It is.
It is.
No, but
It
like
is.
this,
Star-
but the
Star
thing
Trek
is,
reference.
that's fair, but sometimes
Just bring Magic Carpet Ride on 8-track and you'll be golden.
see that's the thing. That part right there.
You're like, that's
Out of
another
context. Yeah, out of context. If you just met
Just get in the original Phoenix. Don't get in the ride simulator because chances are Derek will steal it.
That's true.
I can't tell if you're giving me instructions or saying good morning. I can't tell. Like,
But Jay, honestly, I mean, either way, can you go wrong?
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean, there's
Sure.
adventure at the end of that
There's
sentence. Jay.
nothing else to do in Bozeman. Really.
The world's your oyster
Rob,
at this point.
Yeah.
Rob,
I've never
have
steered you
met
wrong.
me?
Once or twice.
Have you met me? I can definitely go wrong. I can definitely go wrong all the time.
Seriously, I J-proofed everything I just asked you to do.
Well, don't forget
I
about our
don't even know
host,
what
Mr.
that-
Yeah, like-
Gary Jackson,
Brum, brum,
driving
brum,
the
brum.
show.
Thank you.
Everything's computer.
Everything's computer. Everything's computer. All right. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. All right. I love Tesla.
I love watching that stock go down.
Yes, I do. That's fun. All right. Let's begin with Black Mirror, shall we?
We're already living it though.
Yeah,
We
living-
are.
Yeah,
it's too
there's that
real.
joke.
I made
Hey,
it. I
there's
was the
my
first one
grandma.
there.
My grandma's in the middle.
That's
Peter
Capaldi.
Capaldi's your
Your
grandma.
grandma's the doctor?
That's Peter
Yeah.
Capaldi.
That's
and
my
he-
grandma.
He's not
And he-
looking very cabaldy right there. He's got a
I'll
lot of
say.
hair.
Wow.
And that guy next to him, I think, is the guy who was on the bus on Star Trek 4, wasn't he? Anyway.
Yeah.
Nah. I get that
just-
joke.
Thank you. A-list of people on this show. I mean, we got a huge cast. Aquafina, Peter Capaldi, looking really greasy right there,
Like my grandma.
like your grandma. Emma Corrin, Paul Giamatti, Rashida Jones, Billy Magnuson, Kristen Milotti,
This is great.
Chris O'Dowd, Issa Rae, Tracy Ellis Ross, Jimmy Simpson, Harriet Walter. I mean,
The only person they're missing is Rebecca.
Shut up. I would love to be on Black Mirror. Will Poulter. We see Will Poulter here in this picture. He was in
Bandersnatch?
Guardians 3.
Bandersnatch. So is he?
This has
So
got to
is
be same hair and everything. It's got to
right?
be.
Is this Bandersnatch Part 2? Didn't he die in that?
I
Could be a
think
prequel.
It could
Prequel
be
story.
a prequel, or it just could be the photo that they decided to use for this particular story.
But also, most importantly, 2 Kristen Milottis.
Double your
I
fun.
couldn't. Nope.
Oh, ooh.
Yep.
April 10th on Netflix is when that. But there's a
pleasure.
there's a trailer out there right now. You can go and watch it. We'd show it to you, but we get kicked off of YouTube every time for some reason.
I know.
Yeah.
I risked it with that 2 seconds of Star Wars at the beginning.
Under 10
Yeah,
seconds,
dude.
you should be okay.
Okay. Phew.
Yeah.
We also got a trailer for Pokerface Season 2.
Man,
Heyo!
I cannot wait to see this.
See the guest list on this show?
That's
Yeah.
what I was just about to list. All
Yeah.
of the celebrities that are going to be joining the show. I mean, Alia Shawkat, Aquafina, BJ Novak, Carol Kane, Method Man, Corey Hawkins, Cynthia Erivo. I'm not done. David Allen Greer, David Krumholtz, Ego Nwodum, Gaby Hoffman, Giancarlo Esposito, Haley Joel Osment, Jason Ritter, John Cho, John Mulaney, Justin Theroux, Katie Holmes, Kamil Nanjiani, Lauren Tom, Lily Taylor, Margot Martindale, Melanie Linsky, Natasha Leggero, whom I love, Rhea Perlman, Richard Kind, Sam Richardson, Sherry Cola, Taylor Schilling, and I'm sure I've left some people off.
That's
To be
an
fair,
insane list.
Richard Kind does anything.
Oh,
We
yeah.
could ask him to be on this show and he would show up.
And he's been on twice. Melania appears to be playing the just now former Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah. Poker Face is one of those shows, kind of like The Bear, where if you have this many celebrity guest stars, you know it's a good show.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to work with Rian Johnson?
Yeah.
For real.
I think and I'm just happy for Natasha's career at this
Oh, yeah.
point because it's just like she's always been one of these characters. She's always been like a niche character, and they finally found something that just works for her.
Yeah,
And-
sobriety.
and well, that too.
Well, there was this one, and what was the other one that she was in that was like Groundhog's Day for 2 seasons?
Russian Doll.
Russian
Yeah.
Doll, that was good
That
too.
was, that was
The
the second season kind of freaked me out too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see Natasha Lyonne and Carol Kane together. What a combo!
I'm just saying, Russian Doll was written by the showrunner behind Star Wars Acolyte. We could have had more.
We could have had it all, everybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
May 8th on Peacock, 12 episodes.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right.
Yeah, righteous.
Looking forward to that. Let's see. And we also got a teaser trailer. This is just a little thing
Spinal Tap Stonehenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
2. That's supposed to be a 2.
Oh.
Showing this to my wife for the first time ever last year, I've never heard her laugh so hard, to the point where the child in the room was looking at her going, I don't think she's going to survive this movie.
This is still on my homework list. I haven't watched this
Oh,
yet.
Oh my
you-
gosh.
Before September 12th, because that's when the sequel comes out. You've got cameos by Elton John, Paul McCartney, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, a whole bunch of people in this too.
Incredible.
All right, so
long
got to
as-
watch Spinal Tap before September. Got it.
As long as Schaefer's there.
Rob, have you also not seen Spinal Tap?
Hey.
You guys.
High fives.
Okay,
I have
it is.
not.
Yeah, there we go.
I have not.
Jay,
There we
you
go. Triple high
guys.
five.
Even I've seen it, and I never see anything before 1995.
It is the stupidest smart movie ever made.
Yeah.
Because it's the
Or the
guys, it's the guys, like Best
Yep.
in Show and Waiting,
Waiting
for
for Guffman.
Guffman.
I haven't seen those either.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. All right, okay.
I need you to
Everybody-
watch at least Best in Show.
I've seen Best
Yo,
in Show.
Hold on, everybody, relax for a second. Hold on.
No,
Because, hey, Rebecca, I'm sorry, I just didn't see it.
that's
Hey, Rebecca, wait a minute.
okay.
I got this, Jay. Rebecca, maybe these movies weren't for us.
Oh, it is.
No, it's not. You know what? Hey, Rob, I'm not even gonna play that card. We say,
Thank you. I think these movies aren't
Wait.
for everybody.
What's
Yeah,
my
hey,
excuse
hey.
if that's the case?
Yeah, Tony.
I got nothing for you, Tony.
Rob, you gotta, you can't just, we can't throw that card out every time. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta,
Oh no, I don't throw it out every time. Just
You gotta,
like, hey,
you gotta save that for like a real white movie, like Midsummer or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't throw that shit out for Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap, man, you can watch that shit.
I've told this story before, but I was aware what Spinal Tap was going to be, and it was brilliant marketing because they released the video for Hellhole on MTV,
Oh boy.
and they didn't say that it was a fake band. They didn't say anything, and I recognized all the people in it. And I went, oh, this is funny as hell, and they just would have them on like they were a real band. And then I went to a midnight screening. Or no, it was a 9 o'clock screening just before my midnight shift at a country station in Provo I was working at. And I was there by myself, and there was a bunch of people in the theater, maybe 15 people, and they were all doing the woo rock and roll. They thought it was a real band.
Hey, Big Bottom is a banger, though.
And
These are the same people who voted for Trump twice, three times.
And as the movie went on, you could see it was about 15 minutes in. They went, "Wait a minute, are we being made fun of?"
Oh.
Yes, you
so Carrie, I need a reference check.
Yes.
Hellhole.
Hellhole is a song
Is that
about
a music video, I
it's-
assume they put on.
It's a song and a music video. It's a song about an apartment. I'm living in a hellhole.
The thing about Spinal Tap is maybe this is where it comes from. I love hair metal, and I kind of wonder if this is the source of that. Maybe I just think all hair metal's a joke.
Again,
Well, it is.
Big Bottom is one of the bangers of all time.
Rebecca
Big
over
bottom.
here having breakthroughs.
Big bottom. Talk about bum cakes.
Epiphany.
My girl's got them.
How could I leave this behind?
How could I leave this behind? I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo.
Tony, I feel like you'd like this movie.
You're probably right, and it's on my list.
It's
on my
it's
homework
like
list.
it's
I'll
like
watch it.
Lonely Island would not have existed without this.
Exactly. Bingo, bango.
I like where
Well, I
this
mean,
is going.
If you want to go back even further, the Ruddles with
Yeah.
the Monty
Oh, too
Python
old.
guys.
Too old. Sorry.
All right. Okay. Well, let's do some housekeeping then, and we'll get to the rest of the news. Of course, geekshowgotthiscovered.com is our Patreon. You can support the show there. There's the different pay scales. There's just two, and they're very affordable. Yeah, you get the after party, which we continue this show after we finish this show, and we go to the after party exclusively for Patreon. Also, my videos, Time Closet videos, are in there, and a whole bunch of stuff.
We do need to negotiate Rob and Tony's contract again, though, because we can't continue putting Green Lantern in every
know.
single week.
It's a bit much.
That is in my rider, okay? And it needs to be maintained.
Well,
Yeah.
I refuse.
And when Rob signed on, we're just like, yeah, we'll sign the standard rich and famous contract.
If Lanterns comes out and it's a piece of garbage,
Hey,
I was-
nah,
Did we just have a
Don't
precedent with the
put-
Ryan Reynolds movie? That's all.
I would put my fingers to your lips if we were in the same room to shush you.
don't touch me.
Don't touch her.
Shush.
Also, geekshow.store is the place to go to get our merch. It's nice to see it's consistent. When you buy the flag or the Barbie shirt, when you put it in the cart, it's on sale
Discount.
because they're both on clearance. I asked them to put the word clearance on both of those, but of course, yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, see, it's
See,
$10
off.
Yeah, I
There
got to
you
get.
go.
I
I was
gotta
hoping
get
they put the
a
word
couple
clearance on there just because.
Clarence.
This item is on clearance.
Yeah. So geekshow.store. All right, let's continue. We got some casting news.
That's cool.
Sadie Sink from Stranger Things.
Guarantee you
And
she's
that
not
Taylor
playing
Swift
Jean Grey.
11-minute long music video.
Oh, you mean the running up that hill girl?
Is
Yeah.
that who that is? Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be
All right.
running up that hill.
She played that song about 3,000 times in the last season.
Got Kate Bush back on the charts.
I was going to say Kate Bush is sending her thank you letters every day. But she is joining Spider-Man 4, and nobody knows the part she is playing.
I think we can all guess what part she's playing.
I almost guarantee you she's not playing Jean Grey.
I don't care. She's Jean Grey in my head. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Rumors
she
of Jean
shows up-
Grey or Mary Jane.
When she shows up blonde and they're like, "Oh, Gwen, you're here."
Well, I mean that would be following the trend, right? You had Bryce Dallas Howard, redhead, Gwen Stacy,
Stacy.
Emma Stone, red. Actually, Emma Stone's a natural blonde. However, she redhead, but Gwen
Yeah,
Stacy.
I learned.
So do you think she's
Stacy,
Gwen
though.
Stacy?
Oh, no. Egg's got it.
Firestar.
Yes.
Who's
I'm in.
Firestar?
I am
I'm in
in.
too.
Wait. Hold
That's
on.
Superman and
Hold on.
his
Time out.
friends
Time out.
reference right there, right?
Time
All right,
out.
Jay. Yes.
So wait, we gonna talk about me? No, camera. Hold on. Give me the camera.
What?
No,
Camera?
Don't
All right.
don't
Yeah.
give him the camera. Don't.
Here we go.
No.
Oh man.
Wait, so we gonna get on me for not knowing Spinal Tap, but you don't know about Firestar from Spider-Man and Friends, where you was
I
rolling
don't
around
know
with
how
Iceman
to
and
read,
Firestar?
Jay.
It was a cartoon.
Yeah.
In 1982.
Even
it
I
don't
know
matter.
it, though.
I was just a
Narrated by Stan
twinkle
Lee
in my
himself.
father's eye.
That's right.
It's on Disney Plus. What's your excuse now?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
have to log on to Disney
It's,
Plus.
Yeah. I mean, my wife and her brother, they loved it. They would run around pretending to be Iceman and Firestar.
Okay, so
Okay, so is anybody going to tell me who Firestar is before
Okay, so
after
basically-
berating me for not
Hey,
knowing?
you know Google is free.
she's
God
she's
forbid I'm on a podcast that hopes to educate the masses.
well, she's a mutant, and in this cartoon, she and Bobby Drake, aka Iceman, live in a boarding house run by Peter Parker's
Sean
Aunt
Ashmore.
May and her dog, Miss Lion.
Miss Lion, yes.
Yeah.
And she was also one of the X-Men. She was after the first class of traditional X-Men. She was part of the X-Men, which was written into the story in
After
the
the cartoon.
cartoon, but has
What?
later been retconned that she was actually at the Massachusetts Academy under Emma Frost.
What does she do?
She is
Fire.
Sunfire.
Making
If-
fire.
She's the Human Torch,
Yeah.
Oh,
But not as torchy.
and not as
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Not
Human
as
Torch
cocky
did Pilates,
okay.
There you go.
Oh, good.
Now, Firestar would be great though, and
I
then
would love
maybe
that.
we could get a Bobby Drake.
We have him, and his name is Sean Ashmore.
I think that he was a good Iceman. Bring him back.
Actually, Kyle, you
Ashmore
are
in this.
correct. It was microwave powers, and it did give her cancer, but she got better.
Yes.
Oh,
Better.
But really,
Yeah,
the most important
this
thing
is one of
is
those rare cases of somebody's powers actually doing them harm.
if
oh,
they
I don't
go
like
this,
that.
If they go this route, they just need to make sure they get the casting for Miss Lion down perfect.
Absolutely.
What kind of dog is Miss Lion? Hold on, I can Google
Bichon
that.
Frise.
Shih Tzu?
Looks like a Shih Tzu to me. Yeah.
M
All right.
Lion?
Lion.
Yeah, lion.
Ms. Lion.
Ms., not Miss.
got it.
Did she go on to be Herald of Galactus?
Oh, Miss
No,
Lion?
that was
No, she
Frankie
was a
Ray.
pet Avenger.
Oh, I'm thinking of that. Okay.
Yeah, Frankie Ray had the same powers as Johnny Storm, but her father hypnotized her into not knowing about them.
That old.
Oh, God. Oh, God. There are paragraphs about not only the Pet Avengers, but Avengers versus Pet Avengers.
Yes.
No
Come on,
thanks.
you got like Lockheed and Lockheed, Lockjaw, Ms. Lion,
Lock Dog.
Throg.
Yeah.
There's two others. Cosmo
John
appears in some issues. I mean, with a lineup like that, the Avengers don't stand a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a
right.
good time.
Okay.
Ms. Lion is male,
Yeah, but
but
what?
given the name Ms. Lion. Okay,
so
I'm
the-
back on board.
Let's just say,
Listen, everyone's welcome. Okay.
Comics are so woke.
Exactly.
Yeah, what the hell? It's like when people like if you have a boy dog and you have like a pink leash, people are like, "Why do you say you have a pink leash?" My dog's not aware of social and gender constructs.
I just remember that notorious episode of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends where somebody was asking why Miss Lion was male, and Aunt May looked at the camera and said, "Gender's a construct, yo."
Exactly.
It was a very special episode.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
probably there. If Lee said it, it's probably true.
Yep. My dad made me stop watching the cartoon at that time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's
Who's beeping? Someone's gonna blow.
it's time now for our mandatory. It's like Canadian content is required on Canadian radio stations. It's time for our Green Lantern required content.
Yes.
For the podcast for Rob and Tony.
I wore my
this
Superman ring today.
but this
not-
got me. This
Dude, where'd my
this
Green
news
Lantern ring?
got
There we
me.
go. Good. I'm glad you got it.
Jason Ritter is joining the show. Now,
You guys, I love Jason Ritter so much.
did you see him
He
on
looks
After
a lot
Midnight
like
the other day?
No.
Yeah.
The most recent thing about Jason, I had to tell him this to my husband who knows nothing about popular culture or TV. I was like, I need to talk to somebody about this. So Melanie Linsky, who's on Yellow Jackets, she and Jason Ritter are married, and she went to an Oscars after party looking gorgeous, and all of the lesbians on Twitter were like, "Oh my God, Jason Ritter, can you fight?" And Jason Ritter responded because all of his TikToks are just him being goofy because he's a goofy guy. He's a Ritter. And I was like, okay, Melanie Linsky, can you fight? Because he's just so goofy and adorable. And I have loved him ever since I was in high school.
Well, he is joining the show. He's playing a character. Okay, Green Lantern fans, tell me. A character named Billy Macon.
I had to look it up.
Billy Macon.
Billy making me horny, am I right?
Wow, wow, I knew.
Wow.
It.
That was
Do
Joyce.
we know
Yeah.
anything about him?
I had to look it up. Rob, do you know it off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, no.
So Billy Macon is a good-looking charmer, Rebecca,
Yeah.
who does his father's bidding, capitalizing on his family's reputation, clings
John
to a
Ritter.
small-town ego, and has everything to lose.
His
I
dad,
think what you're looking for is original character for the series.
probably. His dad.
No, it is.
His dad is
Problem
being played
Child
by.
3.
His dad is being played by Garrett Dillahunt.
Oh my
hear-
God.
That's awesome. I love Gary. Oldman.
I hear this character is a guy who delivers a refrigerator, Kyle Rayner's apartment.
Why?
You were fired.
I'm sorry. Why is the cast of Lanterns so hot?
I mean, you got to keep up
They
with,
want you to see this
Kyle
movie.
Chandler and Aaron Pierre. I mean,
Respectfully.
Come on, nobody. They're not going to keep up with Aaron Pierre. No way.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's true.
but they want this movie hot. They want people to see this.
It's a
movie.
series, Jay. We're getting episodes.
many
multiple
episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be hot.
I don't know if this is sustainable.
So much walking and talking.
Oof.
Like the West Wing, but with.
Yeah.
but with
Can you
superpowers.
imagine? Can you imagine if Aaron Sorkin was making a Green Lantern series?
So talky.
I would tune in.
Actually,
It
I
would
want him.
be, you know what? It would be Hill Street Blues in space.
I want him to make a Howard the Duck series. That's what I want.
Gary, you want anyone to make a Howard?
Yeah, I was just about to say. Tony, you took the words right out of my mouth. But also,
Carrie's just hoping because he's just making a Howard the Duck series in his pants every morning.
Every morning.
What?
I don't know where the feathers came from, but
Carrie, real quick, when you had made that announcement for Garrett, whatever the actor,
Dillahunt.
Yeah, but you paused for a second, and my immediate thought was Garrett Morris for whatever reason.
Oh no, that's
Which-
Ant-Man.
I know, but still, like, that's all I could think.
if you want to see Garrett Dillahunt, in my opinion, his best two performance, one,
Raising Hope.
Sarah Connor Chronicles, to see him as a menacing bad guy,
Yes.
and two, Raising Hope. He is absolutely fantastic.
He was also good in that Walking Dead series.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's good in everything, but
Wasn't
those
he
two
also?
particular
Wasn't he
stand out.
two characters in Deadwood?
Oh,
He
wow.
was. Yes, he was, and he was very good in both those roles. Yes,
That's
But yeah, Raising Hope is peak Garrett Dillahunt.
Oh,
That's true.
Playing Bert. Oh my god,
He's so
kills
good.
me.
All right. Now, this next story, for some reason, was the most controversial geek story on the internet yesterday and the day before.
What, do people suddenly like Starship Troopers?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I
Well, the
love
book
it.
is great.
Well, people,
no, let's
do
talk
people
about the movie.
understand? Do the people understand?
No, I'm just saying. I spent the first 10 years of my fandom of the movie being told I was stupid. So
Yeah, it's come around. It's come full circle.
Okay.
Starship
I
Troopers
joined the
is cool
military
now.
for, partially
Because of Starship
partially-
Troopers.
Partially.
Well, the story is that Neil Blomkamp, who he wants to do a movie more based on the book.
we're gonna get
Hallelujah.
ape suits and skinnies.
Yeah, that's.
What if I just wanted a sequel to District 9? Can I have that?
Oh,
Eh.
please,
You got
come on
Chaffee.
now.
That
No,
was close. I suppose.
Starship
Give me
Starship
that.
Troopers is so wild because it's like mech combat came from that.
Yeah.
Right? Like 1949. This was a book written by a guy who was almost fascist and literally turned around in 14 years to become the guy who wrote Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah.
Wild transformation for a writer.
I mean, that's the basis of the book is the fascism.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
I just read it for the first time like 2 years ago.
And
Oh, I liked it. It was
It's amazing.
It was great.
Worth a read, would you say?
yes,
Yeah, but
remember,
keep
it's
in mind-
1949.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's written
Yeah.
very old school,
Like-
and it's pretty slow actually for the most part.
well, it's the thing is, so much like Deep Impact and Armageddon are the same movie. One's for the AV Club, one's
Yeah.
for the jocks.
yeah,
The book and Starship Troopers, the movie, have that kind of disparity. They took the highlights, so to speak, of all the fighting and made the movie about that, whereas
almost-
the whole book is more Rico's development as a person and as a soldier,
exactly.
Oh wait, I read The Moon is a Harsh Mistress.
which is also a
good
great
book.
That's a
book.
good one too.
Oh, I
Heinlein
really
was-
kind of struggled with that one though.
Well,
it's the
it
same-
was written
same
in
thing.
like
Yeah, yeah,
1972.
yeah.
Exactly. Old school
Yeah.
style of sci-fi writing.
But I guess
Yeah.
I guess the controversy is that the fans of the movie, this one, from the
The
RoboCop guy,
real story needs to be told.
they're upset because they want more of that, and Blomkamp says, well, it'll be kind of like that, but not.
Yeah.
Well, the fans of the movie then should watch Starship Troopers 2, Starship Troopers 3, and Starship Troopers 4, starring Casper Van Diem.
And Starship Troopers Roughnecks.
Roughnecks.
Rob
Rico's
gave this book
Roughnecks.
4 stars on Goodreads in 2011.
Stop it, Rebecca.
Rico's Roughnecks.
Anyway, all right.
Because it's a good book, Rebecca.
Yeah, that's
It is.
fine.
It's a good book.
So Andor is coming soon, April 22nd.
Yes, oh my god.
And yes, I'm looking forward to this. And right now, you can watch the first season for free on YouTube, and they're also on Hulu, Disney Plus, of course. You can see it there. But he's out talking about it because it's getting ready to go. And he was being interviewed, and here's what he had to say. Let's see. He said he remains frank about where Andor's focus lies. More than that, we don't care about. We would never add anybody for fun. We're not going to add anybody for a smile or a wink or anything like that. There's nothing in there. There's some juicy tidbit for the hell of it. It has to be organic.
Yes, oh my god.
That's been our attitude all the way through, not to be cynical and to take it more seriously than anybody ever took it. He says, while we're changing, some people feel as though it's changing a lot, but even while we're changing the grammar of what you can do, we're trying rigorously to be more serious about this shit than anybody has ever seen. So what he's saying is no cameos.
Yes, oh my god.
Which is great.
It's his own story.
It is
Can
a
I-
galaxy. There's more than 5 people in it, or more than 7 people in it.
Yeah.
I hope
Can
they
I-
go to Tatooine for 5 episodes.
Can I show you guys something that ruined my week? Here's a picture of Tony Gilroy wearing a Nakina 5 swim team shirt.
That ruined your week.
That ruined my week.
What's I'm trying
Yeah.
to
It,
remember.
do you remember?
Is
Do you
that the
remember
prison?
Andy's? Yeah. Do you remember Andy Serkis at the end of that
yeah.
episode?
Yep.
And he said he couldn't swim.
That's fantastic. I want one of those shirts now.
Yes, I do. That's funny because those who know will know. Everyone else will be like, whatever. Yeah.
The Andy Serkis couldn't swim.
I love it. I love it.
They
Anyway,
worked so hard to escape.
Wah, wah.
so final story, Edge of Tomorrow. Remember that Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
It was based on a
This book.
manga. Yeah,
Yep.
the book. All You Need Is Kill.
Oh, Rob's got the book.
Well,
I
let's-
did not
let's-
know that they never made that into an anime. It's just been a manga.
Yep.
They're going to make it into an anime.
Oh, cool.
And boy, are people who are fans of the movie going to be surprised at how little the dude is in it. It's her goddamn story. It's not his.
Exactly.
And the
Always
ending
was.
is not what you expect.
No.
Oh, I want to know what the ending is.
It's a good book. Oh my gosh.
Keiji is her name,
Nice.
and her nickname is Full Metal Bitch.
Yes.
Love.
Which they did reference. They did make it. They did call Emily Blunt that in Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, it was spray painted on like the bus or whatever.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Edge of Tomorrow is amazing. It is a phenomenal adaptation, but it's about as closely related to the book as
World War Z is
Starship-
to its.
the
Oh my
Starship Troopers-
God.
as the
Let's talk
Starship
about World
Troopers
War
movie
Z.
is to the book.
But yeah, they're putting it together. It's let's see. Sarazuka's story started as a light novel 2004, became a manga by Death Note artist Takeshi Obata in 2014. It got the movie treatment in 2014. So yeah.
The director of this there was an interview earlier this week, and the director of this basically said that it was his life's ambition to bring this to animation. So
Sweet.
I just put the book on hold at my library.
Awesome.
so-
And it's only 196 pages. It's a pretty
Perfect.
fast read.
yeah.
Perfect.
But
There you
we will
go.
go on. I could talk more about it during what we consumed, but yeah.
All right. So that's the news that I have. Well, what did we consume this week? Who wants to go first?
I saw a lot of movies this week that I'm
Yes, you
legally
did.
obligated to talk about.
Well, go ahead and fulfill those obligations.
Okay, I will. Do you guys want me to go from like worst to first, or or just like in order that I saw them?
You're
Do
the
it from
professional,
Spinal
do what
Tap
you
2
want.
to Spinal Tap 1.
I'll do order that I saw them. So, first one, Novocaine, starring Jack Quaid, wide release theatrically. It is about Jack Quaid plays an assistant manager at a credit union, and he has this disability where he can't feel pain, and so he has to approach life very cautiously in everything that he does. But then he meets Amber Midthunder and falls in love with her,
Oh,
and
As you do.
she's fantastic. And she's had a big week. She's in another movie that I'm going to talk about later too. And the credit union gets robbed. First of all, I worked at a credit union and we have never held more than like a $10,000 in the vault. Anyway, she gets taken hostage. Jack Quaid, who loves her, goes after her. It is insanely violent, extremely violent,
We're talking.
and gory. I am a very squeamishy type of person, and so I was watching this movie through my fingies, and I think the thing that made it sustainable was knowing Jack Quaid couldn't feel pain, or Jack Quaid's character couldn't feel pain, made it easier to watch, but still like, woo, we're just killing people left and right, and there's a lot of blood and guts. I had a blast. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars just because it felt a little weak, but very refreshing to not see, or very refreshing to see something that's like an original IP. Like this isn't based on a comic book or anything. So that
Rebecca?
was
Cool.
yeah.
I have a question.
That actually
You
gets
just
me
said that you
excited.
were squeamish. You're watching it through your fingers. Body horror. I mean, isn't that kind of like your go-to
Yeah, but that's
thing?
pretend.
I
So,
was kind of confused.
does this have kind of like Guns Akimbo vibes, or?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I love
Yeah,
Guns
it
Akimbo.
does get kind of wacky.
Okay.
The next movie I saw, Black Bag, the latest Steven Soderbergh movie.
Soderbergh.
Soderbergh.
Yeah.
The man knows how to make a good movie.
Hey,
This movie is very sexy.
out of sight sexy. The guy makes sexy movies.
Yeah, it's insane how sexy this movie is. It stars Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett as
Kate Blanchett, I love her.
it's just
We love Kate
just
Blanchett.
just love looking at her, you know? And they play a spy couple, and within their group of spies, Michael Fassbender has been made aware that one of them is a traitor and it could possibly even be his wife. And literally 90 minutes long. A tight, concise, sexy, thrilling espionage type story. I loved every second of it. I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5, and highly encourage you to see it in theaters.
Is this Fassbender's demo tape to be James Bond?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think
old.
so. Okay.
Yeah, let's get a younger James Bond.
Because here's the thing about Black Bag. There's no action. There's maybe a action bit, but it is otherwise just talky, very dialogue driven, and I really, really liked it. Looney Tunes. The Looney Tunes are back, everybody. The Day the Earth Blew Up is the first full-length movie, Looney Tunes movie, that's just Looney Tunes, no live action element to it. And this movie was sold by Warner Brothers to another production company, Ketchup Entertainment, because they were just going to get rid of it. Like they got rid of everything else good. And I feel bad because this movie has zero marketing behind it. And I don't know if the production company just doesn't have the budget for it, but I'm begging you, if you love animation, if you love Looney Tunes, go see The Day the Earth Blew Up in theaters because it is hilarious. If you love Looney Tunes, like this is classic Looney Tunes. It's focused on Porky and Daffy, two characters that I'm like, oh, they're also Looney Tunes, I guess, but never really paid much attention to them. But they have history and friendship.
I immediately thought it was like a Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century movie. Is it not? Is it?
No.
Because that's Daffy and Porky teaming up.
Yeah.
As well.
It's more of a what's the Kiefer Sutherland movie, or not Kiefer Sutherland, Donald Sutherland movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's more Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's
You just sold me on this movie.
yeah, Porky and Daffy, they're brothers, and they have they're adopted family brothers, and they have this house that they're trying so desperately to hold on to, so they go get jobs because they need jobs, and they get a job working at like a bubblegum factory, and Porky meets the love of his life, who's Petunia, and she's smart and a genius and just unwilling to settle for status quo. And Daffy has his own issues and he's trying to sort through those issues. And the power of friendship, you guys, it was just a blast.
Daffy went through 2 phases in his career. He started out
Here we go.
as the comedic foil who was, questionable. He was crazy. It used to be he was crazy. Then he became angry when Chuck Jones got a hold of him. He became angry Daffy Duck. And now he's back to original.
My
crazy.
favorite Daffy Duck is when he was migrating and decided he was just going to mess with Porky because he was duck hunting. Mm-hmm. And like he's standing on the mantle the entire winter, acting like he's stuffed.
Yep. That was great.
And I give The Day the Earth Blew Up 4 out of 5 stars. I love animation. I love animation and the power of friendship. The next 2 movies I'm going to talk about, kind of a bummer. Opus from A24 stars Ayo Edebiri and John Malkovich. Ayo Edebiri is a journalist who gets invited to go to John Malkovich's compound. John Malkovich plays this Freddie Mercury-esque rock star, like I guess Elton John would maybe be a closer comparison. Just world-renowned, insanely famous. He hasn't put out music in like 30 plus years, and just weird. So he had previously hosted listening parties at like his compound or whatever, and so he's invited a bunch of journalists and influencers to his compound to listen to his new album. Maybe he leads a cult. It is a bit of a Herculean task to, one, create a character that is in-universe, world-renowned, major mega rock star, and also create a believable cult. And they don't really pull off either one of those in this movie. John Malkovich, I can absolutely believe as a retired rock star, but you make him perform and all belief just comes
Jagger,
rushing back to me. No, it's like the man's never moved his body in his life.
I can relate.
It's just, and then the cult, like the movie sets up a lot of questions and it doesn't even bother to commit to them or answer them, and just super disappointing. It's okay. I love A24, but they can't all be winners. I gave this a 2 out of 5.
Can I just say it's refreshing to hear you say that? It's an A24
Shut
movie
up,
you
Tony.
didn't like.
Okay,
No, like,
Tony.
honestly.
Actually, I do. Tony, I have really something mean to say about the next movie. So the next movie, The Electric State on Netflix,
Oh,
Oh,
one of the most expensive movies ever made, $320 million.
So it's great.
And it's on Netflix, directed by the Russo brothers, stars Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. I
hear it's boring.
It sucks. I was so bored. I am a little grateful that Netflix has started doing the thing where they just speak all of their exposition so I don't have to watch it and I can be doing something else. And the thing about the Russo brothers that is becoming increasingly apparent is they're very good when they are being told what to do. They don't seem to be able to do original concepts very well
Oh,
anymore.
they got Zack Snyder syndrome.
Kind of, yeah.
There's their international spy series is pretty good, but I don't think they're in charge of it.
Which, the
Citadel?
one on,
Citadel,
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about the Electric State is so much of it just feels like recycled material from other movies. The score is even done by Alan Silvestri in this, and it sounds exactly like the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame score. Like it doesn't feel like anybody's happy to be there.
It's also an entirely original IP, and they did nothing new with it.
They did nothing new with it. Oh God, I hated every the movie also does this thing where they'll be like, ha, I tell a witty joke, pause, smirk at camera, like, yeah, I said that. And
Looking at this lineup, looking at who they have in this movie.
this movie has everybody.
Holy cow.
Well, with $320 million, you could do that.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how they're going to recoup it because it's
That was
on
what I was
Netflix.
thinking. Yeah, what did they think this investment would bring? Like,
But the mean thought I had, Tony, is as I was prepping to talk about it today, I was like, I wonder if Tony would like this movie. So I'm wondering.
what are you saying?
Mr. Red One Defender.
Okay. I don't mean to pull the curtain back too much and reveal how the sausage is made.
Wait, we defended
But-
Red One?
Red One was
Oh,
okay.
Jay.
I enjoyed it, but I defend it a lot more than I actually liked it because it's funny.
Yep. Same reason why I tell Tony to shut the hell up all the time. It's not because I don't like Tony. I love Tony. But it's funny to tell him.
Exactly.
Anyway, 2 out of 5 stars for The Electric State.
I'll watch it this week and report back 5 out of 5 next week. I'm sure it's glorious. More
That's the
money
thing
equals
that's-
more gooder.
That is the thing that's pissing me off the most is I am expecting Netflix to drop their viewing numbers next week and be like, oh, did you guys see Electric State is the highest streamed movie on Netflix of all time?
I'm
right
sure it will
behind,
be.
what's that? What Red Note? The people loved Red Note.
I thought you were going to say Rebel Moon.
No, nobody watched that.
I actually
did.
still haven't watched
I did.
that.
I watched the first one.
I tried to
you
watch
did.
it, and I was like,
I watched the first
tried.
one and decided the second was not for me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I tried, even though Sophia Botella was there, and I like her
Yeah,
a lot.
she's amazing.
There's just so much media to watch that if I'm not really interested in it, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be choosy with your time these days.
Yeah,
All right. Is that everything, Rebecca?
that's everything.
All right. Jay, you seemed like you were.
yeah, I got
Go, Jay, go.
So I went to BlurredCon, which I went to BlurredCon last
Nice.
week. That was it was 3 days long, but I went on the final day. I had a few hours. If you've never been to BlurredCon, just go.
Hold on, Jay.
Where
Jay,
is
hang
it?
on.
Oh, wait.
You
Where
may
is
want to
it?
explain to people what BlurredCon is and where it is.
BLUR. So like
BLE.
everyone takes their glasses off on the
Based
way
off
in,
that
or-
spelling, hold on, Tony. Based off that spelling, this is why Rob told me to
Okay,
explain.
yeah.
So
Teach me.
Oh, don't do it like that.
Can I learn at your feet, Jay?
Anyway, so a blurred is essentially like a black nerd, and so it's just a
Oh,
combination.
okay.
So popularized. I don't know where I first heard the term, but it's just a nice little space for primarily people of color, black and brown, to kind of commiserate and just geek out and nerd out together. And honestly, what's his name? Stephen Watson. Shout out to him. He's
I
a
love
homie.
him.
he's got invited out there one time to speak, and when I had him on my show, he said it will make you cry. Sure enough, as I'm walking in, and yeah, it was a little windy outside, but there is a single tear going down my face because for those who don't understand, when we go to FanX, when we go to San Diego Comic-Con, and you cosplay as Cyclops or some character, there's always someone that's just like, oh, Cyclops isn't black, but whatever, it's just a nice space to just enjoy the shit that you like. And
Can I pause for a second, just for a second, Jay?
Yeah.
Tony, you look surprised by this.
No, I'm not surprised. It's more of a really. I guess it is surprised, but because I just don't. I struggle seeing that point of view because it's like
Have
it's
you
a
lived in
costume for a
Utah?
reason.
Tony doesn't see color.
That's
Yeah.
not what I said. But I'm saying.
But yeah, and if people are, I'll just say this: if you don't understand why this exists, if you think this is a DEI thing, no, it's just like, hey, sometimes we just want to. We still go to the other cons. It's just nice to just not have to have these walls up. I don't know. Anyways, but I recommend that. I got some great artwork. I got some great books. Jonathan Soul, The Society.
you.
I'm gonna check this out.
Oh,
Can't
hold it
wait
up
to
again.
read
Hold it
that.
up again.
Yeah,
Let's see it again.
I'm gonna show you a lot of stuff. So make sure you check out Jonathan Souls. Everything I'm about to show you is from artists that were at BlurredCon. So this is from Ray Comics. This is Okamus Dark History. The artwork is incredible. I had a chance
look
to
at
hang
that.
out with TJ Sterling. Cannot wait to read this. I've got a long flight in a few hours, so I'll be doing more on this on a Patreon episode and breaking these down. The Umanbi, the
Umbani.
Chronicles. Yeah,
Umbani.
Umbani Chronicles. An author, Rod Van Blake. This guy was a giant man. He was like 6'6", and he wrote many novels. So I was like, "You are very tall. I want to know the story." It was interesting. And so then I got plenty stacks of these comics. A lot of these I'm going to review on a Patreon episode. But I just do want to shout out these creators. Jordan Jackson, The Eve of Insurrection. This is a guy from Baltimore. Just make sure you guys can check these out. Let's see. Lee Chandler, who did the Dusk Watchers and the Millennials. All of these great creators. And the artwork and the stories are solid. This one is The Search for Sadiqua. This one, the artist I did a story about this maybe a year ago when I went to Awesome Con, and Tuskegee Airs was the comic that they created. This is the same artist, so just make sure you check those out and look for that. Also, I do have a question. This popped up in my group, my group chat. And I posted
same
it to the
group?
panel. It was a group chat, and I was talking with a young lady, and we had a good conversation. But so for the panel and our listeners, Megatron
Okay.
is having sex. Who's in the cuck chair?
Not in my world.
Also, Optimus Prime is also having sex in the other room. Who's in the cuck chair? Who's watching?
Wait, why does there have
I'm
to
not.
be?
I'm not
group
even.
chat.
I'm not even at the hotel. I don't.
Why does there have to be
Starscream.
a
I
cut?
was going to say it's obviously Starscream. If it's
Starscream.
Megatron.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
makes sense, though. Yeah.
And either Ultra Magnus or crap.
I love that Egg was
Jazz.
the first to answer this.
Yes.
Egg was the first, like,
Ironhide for both.
Ironhide right away.
I was going to say in Optimus Prime's case, it's probably Chip's dad from the original cartoon.
I think for Megatron, it would probably be Unicron.
Soundwave. Wait, who?
Unicron?
Yeah. He's just
I
sitting
think-
there
I
in the
think-
corner
I have
watching.
another mean thing to say. Our friend Egg is in the cuck chair.
Yeah, Egg, you're in the cuck chair. Not that that's a bad place to be.
I mean,
Complimentary.
Oh, no.
Complimentary.
I'm sorry. Soundwave.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Soundwave, he was very envious, and Ultra Magnus is a good one. I think it's Soundwave and
I
Ultra
have
Magnus.
I have the answer, and it's Psy Kill from
GoBots?
From the GoBots. That's
Which one? Which one? The model
Both-
kit
both
version, or
chairs.
the actual the model kit version, or the toy version?
Honestly, Carrie, a GoBot. Yeah, that would actually be the
Leader?
best
No,
answer.
would it be Leader 1 then?
The model kit was stolen from Genesis Climber Mosquito.
Hey, yo, what's
Are there cyclones in that, Lee?
Genesis Climber Mosquito was the Cyclones, yes. And I just saw the Scott Bernard $300 action figure with transformable motorcycle.
Yeah. Is that not awesome?
Are we sure it's not human scientists trying to see how Transformers reproduce?
We know how they reproduce. I told everyone this.
Okay.
Were you not paying
Can you
attention,
give the class a refresher? I mean, I know, but maybe not everybody.
Can you tell the F and G
else.
how they do?
Okay, well, I'll tell you. I've been saying this on the podcast. This is like the fourth time I've said this on the show. If you want to save the dying franchises of Transformers and Fast and the Furious, Vin Diesel needs to meet Optimus Prime.
Yes.
And then, they
Touch
but
penises.
But if they're doing it, who's in the cuck chair?
I'll be in the
Rock.
picture for that one.
Probably Ludacris.
Luda. No, let's be real. It's Tyrese.
There you go.
And so Vin Diesel hooks up with Optimus Prime, and a baby pops out, and then it's just like family. You know what I mean?
Well, the womb. What's the gestational period?
Of a Transformer?
Oil change.
Well,
30
Okay.
minutes or less.
Andrew's got the correct answer. Andrew's got the correct answer. John Turturro.
There you go. John Turturro.
Irv.
Yeah. He'd be in the
Oh.
cuck chair.
Rebecca doesn't get that, I don't think.
No.
I,
Turturro's in the movies.
He's in one of the movies.
Yeah.
Or a couple of the movies, actually.
He's in two of the movies, at least.
Transformers.
Yeah.
He's
Agent Simpson.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, don't.
Just don't.
Save your.
Hey.
We've taken that bullet for you. Don't.
Also-
Thanks.
also-
Yeah.
Also, I just watched the finished Invincible.
Oh, I haven't watched the last episode yet.
Damn,
the seventh
dude.
episode, man, that got me. Holy
No,
cow.
what the eighth is gonna if the seventh got you, the eighth is going to strangle you. Like it is going to kidnap you. Oh my god!
love
Wow,
that show
what a
so
show!
much.
What a show, Tony.
All right. Who wants to go next? Lee?
This edible is delicious.
all right. So, last week or the week before, Jay was talking about reading Black Science from Rick Remender. And guess what? Rick Remender's omnibus comics are available on Thrift Books for $46 right now. So if you want every issue of Black Science or Deadly Class, they've got these for like $46, and they're
a
hardbound.
good price.
We're talking a hardbound comic.
wow.
The Deadly Class is 56 issues of the comic for $46. So
That's a
deal.
deal.
yeah, and with Thrift Books, it's free shipping. So screw the Billionaires Book Club. Support a good company. They do some good work. So recommendation: please watch Ronald Moore's interview on the Sakov Show.
Yes.
Because he talks
What?
about he
I
talks
posted the link
about
the other day.
he talks about something where Edward James Olmos, when he came in to read for Adama, starts talking about how he had suggested that Ridley Scott bring in the Japanese influence for Blade Runner. And Ronald Moore's like, oh, you're that guy that's going to take credit for one of the most influential things that literally kicked off the look and feel and vibe of cyberpunk. And he's like, yeah, whatever, but you'll make a great Adama anyway. And he says 5 or 6 years later, he's sitting there talking to Ridley Scott. No, he's watching Blade Runner with the commentary on. And Ridley Scott says, oh, yeah, this is the part where Edward James Olmos suggested that we start using Japanese influences for the look of the future. And Ronald Moore's like, holy hell, you created cyberpunk. Yeah,
I owe him an apology.
yeah. And William Gibson's like, it wasn't me, it was Edward James Olmos.
Wow.
Speaking of William Gibson, still listening to the Peripheral as I work out at the gym because the doctor said I have to. And there's a great part, this book was written in 2014, but there's a great part where a character from the future says, what's reality television? And the character from the present says, well, and explains reality television. He says, oh, once they got into politics, it stopped being reality, and I almost fell off the treadmill.
Blech.
2 years prior. Anyway, Turns out the sequel book to The Peripheral is an alternate reality where the other candidate won in 2016 and explores that timeline. So
That's cool.
interesting stuff. Macross Frontier, finally finished that on D+. I haven't felt like I was 13 so hard since I was 13 years old. Oh my God, it was amazing. The single best episode of SNL I've seen in years, Lady Gaga Can Do No Wrong. Holy
Hello,
hell.
I love her so
Holy hell.
much.
When a performer comes on that the writing staff is inspired by, it is going to be amazing. And yeah, it's just like, I've always thought she was talented. I've always thought her music was, it's not for me, but it was good.
She's a performer.
This new album is phenomenal. So
It is,
thank you. Thank you, Gaga. So she's phenomenal.
That Abracadabra, the first song she did on SNL.
Yeah.
I just went,
Yeah.
wow. You know,
And then
amazing.
season 3 of Wheel of Time, the first 3 episodes are out on Prime, and this they decided to prove something to me. My complaint about The Witcher on Netflix was, as always, damn it, why are you spending so little money on a flagship show? The Witcher series is a phenomenal read. If you want to read amazing fantasy, the Witcher books are phenomenal. Don't cheap out on the damned budget. You watch The Wheel of Time, the first 10 minutes, there is a fight between 30 wizards, and it goes exactly like you would like it to. Every dollar is on the goddamn screen, and it's amazing. It's exhilarating. The show is so good. Representation is so good. This is not your standard Great White Hope story, although the main character, you would say, is white. But that's not. The show is about really powerful women flinging magic around like no one gives a shit, and it is phenomenal. My wife just shakes the entire time this show is on because she loves it so damned much. Anyway, that's all I got.
That's cool.
That's cool, man.
All right. Rob, Tony?
I'll go.
Okay. Tony?
Rob?
No, go ahead. I'll back clean up.
Okay. I am a little bit into Wheel of Time, book 7. Speaking of Wheel of Time.
Did they finally leave Herschel's farm?
No.
Oh.
I will say this. I think I'm liking book 7 more than I'd liked book 6, though. There seems to be more happening, so that's good. But I'm very excited to start the TV series season 3. I did like the first 2.
So good, Tony.
Yeah. So there is that. Severance, newest episode of Severance dropped last night as of this recording. I love Severance. Everyone knows that. That being said, this episode felt like a little too much setup. It was all set up for the last episode next week.
Okay.
So you're going to have to watch it to know what's going on, but it didn't have the same kind of gravitas.
Zhuzh.
Yes, but still absolutely got to watch it. It was good though. Let's see. Also, Lucy, I can't see my screen. Get out of the way.
Lucy.
Righteous Gemstones is back.
Yes,
Oh, that first episode. Did you guys watch it yet?
I did. Yeah.
Oh man.
Bradley Cooper's going to do anything to get any award.
Well, he deserves it for that episode. That episode was awesome.
We're getting double gogs on HBO.
Exactly, and I was going for a three-peat that night because we watched White Lotus, and then we watched Invincible, where he voices a character.
Yeah.
Triple gogs.
And then we went to watch Righteous Gemstones, but he's not in the first episode of the season, so we only managed double gogs. But yeah, I'm all on board with good old Righteous Gemstones. Daredevil Born Again, awesome.
Oh, good episode.
Yeah,
Wow.
the third episode was very courtroom heavy, but still very interesting.
Love a courtroom drama.
Common Side Effects is still firing on all cylinders.
Man, that show right now it can't miss, bro.
Same with Mythic Quest. Mythic Quest is quite good. And then I've been reading a lot of Action Comics. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I read like 3 months worth of Action Comics as it led up into All In, and they were releasing them every week at that point. So it's like I read like 25 comics this week, and it was good. It was a really good run of Action Comics because Superman ends up going back in time to see Krypton right before it was destroyed. And you learn a few things that you didn't know about his family. Obviously, it's retcon stuff, but I think they did a really good job with it. So if you're a Superman fan, I would highly recommend that run of Action Comics. So
Awesome.
What you mean about his family? Somebody is this
turns out he's his own grandpa, actually. But
A little
Time Rider.
Fry.
just kidding.
I was going to say, yeah.
So
No,
it turned out his name is Lazarus Long, and he had to go back in time and get his mother pregnant so he'd be born.
Exactly.
Super Ram?
Wow, with the Deep Heinlein reference. Nice.
But
Right.
yeah, it was more about the motivations behind the L family and how things were going down on Krypton before everything exploded. So yeah, it's good.
I feel like the L family had that one of those signs that said outside of their little science house or whatever, and it says, "In this house, we believe Black Lives Matter, science is real." You know what I mean? Like,
Right?
they were that.
They were the woke
family.
family on Krypton.
Yeah,
Essentially.
you know they were that family.
Yeah, because they go into in every story about Krypton, the Science Council is denying that Krypton's going to explode.
I see.
But it goes
Even in the George Reeves series,
Yeah.
it
It
starts
goes-
with them wearing their Flash Gordon knockoff
Yes.
duds. Talking
No,
about
they weren't
how-
knockoffs. They weren't
Oh,
knockoffs.
that
They were
was the
actually-
costumes.
They were the
Yeah.
Flash Gordon costumes.
It was like all of the cops on Firefly having to wear Starship Troopers uniforms
Well,
because
and-
they couldn't afford any.
And the L family had so many Krypton Public Radio tote bags. Donate.
They had a whole
Harry?
closet full of them.
Carrie. Damn, that's funny.
Anyway. Rob?
Yeah, okay, so because Lee gave me shit about this before, N.K. Jemisin's still reading 100,000 Kingdoms. I will talk about her until I can give out of breath.
Did I give you shit or did I encourage you to keep going?
6 on one hand, half a dozen on the other.
Case of sixes. Classic.
But really, the story has gotten really interesting. I'm close to finishing this one and getting ready to go into book 2 of the series. But again, keeping with International Women's History Month, my wife recommended this book called True or False: A CIA Analyst's Guide to Spotting Fake News.
Oh.
Sweet monkey squeezing Jesus. I am 4 chapters into this book, and it is a good read. And it goes back. It also goes to the history of propaganda and fake news, all the way back to like Ramses II, where he's like, I won this great battle, and it turns out he made a back alley deal, and then it was like, yep. So there's nobody here to contradict my story. I am the best ever.
History
And
is written by the victors.
yeah, it's not even the victors, just the people who are just like, I'm in control now, and.
It's kind of like a plane full of hostages landing on the first day of Reagan's administration. I did that.
Yeah. But
No, he didn't. Jimmy Carter worked tirelessly.
thank you for triggering Rebecca Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned Reagan and the fucking Iranian hostages. I go off.
I am highly recommending this book. It is available at your local library. Check it out. True or False, by Cindy Otis.
All right.
Things that other media that I've watched this past week. Did not watch any movies. It's been a couple of TV shows here and there, so a little more For All Mankind, some Star Trek The Next Generation, Daredevil Born Again. Man, all I got to say, I got 2 words for you: tree frogs.
Yeah.
Saddest closing to a show
Yep.
ever.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Super sad.
But I mean, and I forgot to write down his name, but the actor who plays Hector Ayala, the White Tiger,
Just amazing.
this man put in the work, and I am sad that he did not get to see it come to fruition because he died shortly after filming these scenes. And they were saying that even the production of shooting these scenes around his sickness, they're like, we had to stop production multiple times because he was so ill, but he was when he was on camera, he was on point.
Yeah.
So if you're not watching Daredevil, you need to fix your life.
Fix your life.
There you go.
Started playing a couple of games. Apex Legends. I realize I'm like 7 years late on that.
Yeah.
But it's part of the Titanfall universe. So I'm just like, oh, well, if it's got any ties to Titanfall, I'm in.
Titanfall is fantastic.
And also, Dragon Age: The Veilguard dropped for PlayStation this month as last month as one of their free games. So I'm just like, dude.
Yeah,
and,
Rob, you're gonna love that. That was a good game.
I'll play it when it comes out on Wii.
Okay, you will never play it.
But I am enjoying it greatly. And I'm also getting my ass kicked in it, so there we go. Really quick comic talk. Tony, hit me up.
Gotcha.
The Moon is Following us, number 7. There's one central theme in this issue, particularly that comes out that is, I'm now seeing was overarching in the overall series, and that is the effect of nightmares on people's development. And it is, there's a character who is one of this child's nightmares, and they're like, so what is your purpose here? It's like, I'm here to show her how to deal with these things in life. And it's like, you're not wrong. And it was just a really nice revelatory moment in the book. And it also leads a couple of the other characters to realize, what have I been denying or not looking at in my own life? And there's a moment where that comes up for that character a few pages down the line. Next up, Double Dose of Star Trek, Lower Decks number 5. There's a mystery afoot, and there's a time travel mystery afoot. But nobody knows how to time travel except for 2 characters on this page, and that comes up again. Also, Star Trek number 30, the clone of Kahless meets Kahless, and it does not go as you might expect.
I don't know how I feel about
Carrie,
that.
you were also right. Space Ghost number 11. Yeah. Sweet Lord, the fight scene in this one.
Isn't it something?
Yeah, I was just like, okay, well, the hits literally just keep on coming. As Space Ghost has basically told Jason Jan, my house, my rules. And Jan's like, yeah, you know what? Thank you. We appreciate what you've done. Posse out. Yep. And they're just like, yeah, we can't cope with this.
Exactly.
Good episode. And it's kind of like a who's who of Space Ghost villains in this one. Literally, the hits just keep coming.
What's the name of the bad guy group?
Shoot.
It's like the Legion of Doom, but
it's like the Legion of Doom, the Council of Doom.
Council of Doom, thank you. The Council of Doom versus Space Ghost.
Yes, number 5. Back to DC All In, as Tony was mentioning.
Yeah.
Absolute Superman number 5. So, where Tony was saying that Superman in the 3 months of Action Comics was back on Krypton, and there have been any number of stories showing Superman winding up on Krypton and having to hide his identity because he's hanging out with... It's Back to the Future with Clark Kent, basically.
Yep.
This issue goes back to literally hours before Krypton blows up, and the Cleric Council has been like, there's nothing wrong, and has hidden the truth from all of the Kryptonians. Yep. But much like 2012, there's a secret plan to save all the elites that they put into place. And the L family is like, we can save some people because they built a spaceship big enough to take a few hundred people.
So they built a cave
to Versailles.
They built a cave somewhere under Colorado.
Wait a minute.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Okay. They're going to Versailles.
But there's something that I don't think that I have ever seen in a Superman comic before. We get to see the destruction of Krypton because in this story, Kal-El comes to Earth as a adolescent. So we get to hear Krypton's destruction from his point of view. And it is heartbreaking.
Okay.
No.
It was literally just like, oh, that's horrific. Because because Lara and Jor-El leave the planet with him. But as we find out in the series, they don't make it to Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm going to catch up on the Absolute stuff this week.
So that, and finally, X-Men, Adjectiveless X-Men, number 13, X-Man Hunt number 4 out of 7. X-Men versus X-Men in Storm is whipping the X-Men's asses. Like, she's like, I don't have time for this. And Psylocke is like, so you better make time because I'm putting it out there that if you don't stop, I will kill this person, and I have no remorse about that. And I'm curious to see what comes out of the whole X-Man hunt because it's kind of like Civil War for the X-Men, basically.
Okay. All right.
Like, what do you do with Xavier? How do you deal with Xavier? You also get a fight between Charles Xavier and Quentin Quire. And you have 2 Omega level telepaths duking it out in the astral plane. And one of them pulls a wild card. And it's just like, you a bad, bad man. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Have a good week.
Daredevil episode 3.
Tree Frogs, man.
Yeah, I got
I've
Tree
gone
Frogs.
back and watched it twice, and I remember the first time I watched it, this may be a spoiler. I don't know. But Matt looks at someone and says, no, you're innocent, and I'm going to get you out of this. And I stopped, paused. I went, I've read too many Daredevil comic books to know.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not
Oh
going to
no!
happen.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Yes, they go to TGI Fridays.
Yes, they do. They
They get a bloomin' onion.
do. And
Somebody has to describe the TGI's waiter,
Yeah.
the flare to Matt, because
And
you
I-
can't see it.
And I hope that because we're seeing so many cops with Punisher tattoos, I hope that Frank shows up and does that whole. There was a panel.
Yes,
You remember the one?
I know the one.
There was a panel in a Punisher comic where these guys have Punisher skull tattoos, and he lectures them about, I'm not the guy to look up to.
Yeah.
You want someone to look up to. Captain America, he's a great example. I'm not the guy to look up to. And and just he lets him have it. So I hope that happens. I hope that happens in this series. I really
But
do.
I think that the issue that you're talking about in Punisher, where the cops are like, we appreciate what you do and we love what you do.
Yes.
And Frank dresses them down. That was, I think, one of the best meta moments for Marvel, because he realized this thing has gotten out of hand,
Yeah.
and here's our chance to take a commentary on it. What I was disappointed in their stance on doing was that was their chance to just go and make an argument for copyright infringement for all the people who have been putting out all the decals and car logos and all of that. Instead, what Marvel did was they changed Frank's logo. So that it's not the same skull that you see on all the cars these days. It's a more of a bestial looking skull that he's wearing. And I'm like, you started off so well and just couldn't stick the landing.
I wish they would have went after copyright infringement as rigorously with that skull as they did in the past with Mickey Mouse. I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a friend in San Diego who has a T-shirt design shop, and he did a Mickey Mouse crucified on the cross, and it was on sale for 2 days. Before he got a cease and desist. Wow. Luckily I still have mine. Anyway, and as when Sue goes out of town, I always do the same thing. I pull out the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies and I watch them again. And I say this: I love these movies, and this is not a diss, but Carl Urban, Simon Pegg, they're both doing some amazing impressions of those original characters.
But they're good.
Especially Simon Pegg. He's doing such a Scotty impression that it's phenomenal. Anyway, so that's what I've been watching. All right, let's close up and head to the after party. Thank you all for being here. If you want to join
Really
the
quick,
after party.
I'm sorry. Tony, can you give me share screen? That's what I want.
And then can I just skip for 30 seconds?
Really quick. This is the
Do not see your screen.
Can't
There
see
it is. Okay.
sorry, should be coming up now.
Oh, this
That
is
one. So this is the issue
that's
or the
the page.
image
Talking about.
that Carrie was talking about.
Yeah.
And it's just, Frank being like, I'm not the guy. And the guy you want wears a flag. And I mean, beautiful, eloquent, and done in 5 panels, as opposed to needing to draw it out through an episode or an issue.
And it was Jerry Conway, I believe.
Yeah.
Wrote that, right?
Thank you, Tony.
Anyway. All right. Yes, Jay? Before we
Just
go?
real quick, give me the screen for a second.
Oh, hang on.
Be
I'm
big.
finding the button. There we go.
Give me a minute.
What's up, y'all? Do y'all like video games?
I do.
I do. Today I got a Steam Deck OLED, and so
Oh,
I'm going to review it for the Patreon. We're going to take you step by step. Last night I played Borderlands 3 on this thing for like 2 hours.
Nice.
It was great. So I just look for that. I'm going to put together an episode because if you're a traveler on the go like me and still need your games, I think this is a solid way to go. So look for that.
All right. Headed to the after party. GeekShowGotThisCovered.com is the link to our Patreon if you care to join us. Live long and prosper, bitches.